Yo, welcome back. Rated R Radio. It's your boy DJ Rated R up in here with my homegirl Tamika Shantae.
Hey.
And Ken Fees.
Who you be with?
Hey, I be with the black woman. That's who I bees with. Hey, I was watching something on TV, man. Ayana, however you say her name.
Ayana
Van Zant Fix My Life. And she had a segment where these brothers, some black men, they chose to not date sisters or African American women, and I emphasize the word chose because I feel like you have you have your right to choose who you may want to talk to and may want to date in this world, and some African Americans choose to date only black women and some choose not to date, but I think it's an issue when you blatantly choose just not to date and choose to avoid and stay away from a black woman. And, I've never made it up in my mind that I would choose to stay away from any race. You know what I'm saying? All races were open and welcome in my single days, back in the day. But I married a beautiful black queen. And, I say that to just say that I have never made myself exclusive to one race. And so with these guys coming on this show, they made a couple of claims. They were angry. We're gonna visit both sides of the argument because I heard some anger on their end as well as some anger from the African American women or the sisters, as I like to call them. So the first thing I like to bring up, one thing I realized that from watching this show with black men avoiding not dating black women was they focus heavily on the negative stereotypes of black women. Mm-hmm. They focused on the idea of the black woman not being submissive. They focused on the idea of the black woman being the angry, mad black woman. And they focused on they focused on just a woman not knowing how to submit. Not necessarily being submissive, but not knowing how to submit and not adhering to whatever command they may have. So I kind of sensed it was a bit of womanizing, to some of these fellas. So I don't know if you had a take on that.
I feel like they're generalizing us.
There's a lot of people to put under one umbrella.
Yes, there are a lot of healthy black marriages and relationships. So their stereotypes aren't true. Maybe they've dealt with girls and not black women. And the way they sound, they're not black men, they're boys. So I just don't think that you can just put all women under one umbrella and say we're all angry and none of us submit. And if you want to date out of your race, do it because of attraction and love, not because you want to blame your race or put this negative cloud on your race
and stay away from them. And
just date because that's who you like,
right?
Not because I think she's gonna be angry or she's not gonna let me run her over.
Yeah, she's not. Yep.
I mean, like I say, to each his own. That's their preference to say I do not date black women. I mean, that's a big umbrella to put all women under, but say I do not date black women because of X, Y, and Z reasons. I think it's kind of crazy, but I mean, if they're the person that's doing the dating, it is what it is. To black women, I would say, if this particular guy does not want to date any black woman, then cross him off the list. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nobody you want to try to turn over and get on the team. You know what I'm saying? Because you might have to do some extra submissive things that may be in or out of your character.
Yep,
you know what I'm saying?
Them suckers up to the game.
It is what it is. So even, I mean, some of their I saw the show also. Some of their explanations of the submissiveness and things like that is like,
and what they mean by submissive is a pushover, run them over, not stand up for,
Right.
not speak up
Themselves,
for
yeah.
themselves.
Yeah, and to each his own. But I'm like,
And-
that's not really something. I mean, for me personally, that's not really something that's appealing to like,
Right.
But that's
Bark
not
like
to
a
say
dog.
that.
I'm not gonna-
That's not to say that every woman from another race other than being black is going to be that.
That's not true either. It's some crazy
I mean,
out
it's-
there. Okay.
Yeah, of all kind
so
of
I mean,
races.
it's
Yeah,
just BS to say that. Period, because it doesn't stand correct for them, and it doesn't stand correct for us.
Right. And I would say they may have ran into about 5 to 6 sisters that may have been angry, or they may have not been submissive to their liking.
Cooperating.
Cooperative.
Yeah, cooperative.
They may have, you know what I'm saying? So, that may be their decision. I mean, it's because you run into 5 or 6.
Or-
don't mean the 7th one won't be just your match. You
Or
know?
they just weak and got mommy issues, okay?
Hey.
Or somebody issues. Some black woman broke their heart and scarred them.
Hey, you know what? That's my next thing. Because
go ahead.
on the show, they appeared to be like, when I first saw the title of the show, like, it was like, yeah, we got some brothers that's gonna come on the show that say, hey, do not date black women. I was like, dang, really? Like, you hear those things, but this is like, that's never been my mindset. And It's
Right.
never been a friend or family member of my mindset, of mine that's like their mindset of like, no, I don't date any black women. So it's like nothing I experienced. But when I said people was coming on the show, I was like, oh, okay, let me check this out. And then when I see him come on the show and I see a couple brothers was breaking down, like, yeah, the black women don't treat me right. They think I'm weird, X, Y, and Z. I said, these guys are hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're scorned.
It could be all kind of factors. They could have saw their mom always screaming or yelling at their dad or cussing their dad out or cussing them out. And so
I ain't giving them no excuse, though.
right. I'm not either,
but whatever they- yeah.
but that's their issue, and they don't have to blatantly
They don't have to blame the whole
race.
black female race. It's like, yeah, I thought that was
So,
kind of crazy. I mean,
that's
it made me
their
think about
personal
something for myself. Coming up as a young dark skinned man myself. It was times that young ladies would say like they always like the light skinned guy.
Mm-hmm.
Hating. But anyway, they always liked the light skinned guy, The light skinned guy was always my homie, But it was like, I never got dissed, but I just, you knew like, oh, she only messed with light skinned cats.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, all black women mess with light skinned cats. I gotta go to a whole nother race. I was like, nah, she tripping over there. Let me go ahead and find somebody else.
Exactly, bro.
Like,
Exactly.
But I mean, I guess it comes to your frame of mind, your thought process,
And being a black man, I was able to watch that as well and relate to some of their outcries. I remember being younger, 14, 15, and running into a young group of girls, and they told me that I talked white. They were like, "Why you talk so proper? Where you from?" I'm like, "I'm from Hammond." They was from Gary or whatever. We was at the Roller
Oh,
Dome.
shot?
Roller
Someone
Dome.
shot to Gary?
And no, I'm gonna tell. She was like, "Yeah." They was like, "Where
I'm
you
offended.
from?" They was like, "Where you from?" and I'm like, "Man, I'm right from right up the street." You know what I'm saying? They like, "You talk proper." And I didn't think nothing of it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't shun me for it. They just kind of laughed at it. We joked it off or whatever. And I we kept moving with the convo or whatever. But I never used that. And I had a couple of people from the G tell me I talked proper back in the day. And I'm like, where's y'all getting this from? But I never held it against the race. I never said, man, all black women think I'm proper. They don't like me because they actually thought I talked proper and they dug it. You know what I'm saying? I use that as a mechanism to get in. You know what I'm saying? Versus
They was interested in something a little different.
Hey, okay, y'all like my accent, cool. But my whole point of saying everything is like, man, hey, I felt we all was coming from brothers, but I wouldn't generalize a whole race. One of the dudes talked about his moms told him like, hey, you don't want no woman like me. I yell, I do this. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get you a woman that don't yell and do this and do that. And so in his mind, he made it up like, I don't want no woman like my mom. I don't want a black woman. So it like you said to me, it comes from the crib. It comes from their upbringing. And I heard a lot of that in there. One thing I do want to touch on though was the submissive part. I feel like getting older, you know what I'm saying, an older guy, you think about what does it mean for a woman to be submissive to you? But before you think about what it is for her to be submissive to you, you got to think about what makes you worthy of being submitted to. You know,
That's a good point.
You have to be that lead.
yeah.
man.
I have to be able to trust you to blindly hold your hand and let you lead me and know that I'm going to be
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and a lot of
That's a
women
great point.
can't do that. You know, they
Like,
can't
hold up,
trust-
fam. I don't know, man. You be kind of iffy with it. Like, I gotta hold it down
Yeah,
myself.
you
you know
give
what I'm
that
saying?
bill money to pay, and then you know.
Like, hold on. What you mean? You pay half? What happens to the other half? I
Right.
told you to pay the whole thing.
Oh man, I was seeing if I could flip it. You know, they be on some old like, oh no, this dude done jacked off the bill money, man. Come
Famo
on,
gonna
man.
have us on the curb.
Yeah,
They gonna be going through my stuff on the curb on the first.
It's crazy because I mean, yeah, like me, I am very strong and independent, but if I have that man that can lead, I'm definitely submitting and following his steps because I reflect him. But at the same time, if it comes to a point where he oversteps or makes the wrong turn, then that's where I come in.
You'll
as
be
his
his
support.
Michelle. His
Yes.
Michelle.
That's
yes.
that's a balance, you know.
Yeah, a balance.
It's
It's a
crazy.
balance. It is. It's definitely a
But
balance.
People don't get it. They don't understand it.
Yeah, man. It's a power issue. It's a power issue.
Yeah, because I mean, if I, as a man, if you go out and you take that half of the bill money, you try to flip it, you fall off. You know what I'm saying? You
Don't
take a
hide it.
failure.
Don't
You know what I'm
hide
saying? And your woman come back like, let's refocus. Let's get to this next level. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna bounce back from that misstep. We're
Right.
gonna learn from that.
Right.
That's a good balance. Versus
Right.
now, if she sit over in the corner like, I hope they don't turn them lights off. Whoo. Rent was due 3 days ago. They ain't came yet. We doing good.
It's
Like,
worrying.
come on now. We need more from you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
But to each his own. Everybody looking for their own little things in their relationship. So I can't be a judge of any of that. You know what I'm saying? Because my home is taken care of. We good.
Exactly.
We all right.
That's what it's about, man. Manning up, man, and it's so again, it's not about trying to find a woman that is submissive. I'm telling you, brothers, y'all do your thing. You go to work, take care of the crib bills or whatnot like you supposed to. You won't even have to. That won't even be a worry. That won't even be a discussion because the woman will fall in line and do certain, not necessarily fall in line, but they will just do certain things just to help you out to make your day, to make your life a lot better, to help accent you. Like what the saying goes, you give a woman a house, she'll make it a home. You know what I'm saying? You buy a grocery, she'll make it a meal. All those cool little sayings or whatnot. So that's what it's about in this situation. So those dudes had it twisted. And my last point about that whole argument of not wanting to date black women was, Fees, you said it, man. Just cross these brothers off your list because they probably aren't built for black women anyway. They're probably not built to handle it. I don't want to call them cornballs, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, they probably guys who really don't even get along with their own race. Felt uncomfortable all their life as youngins around other black people. So, they got older. They got to pick and choose to go where they want to go. And they like, hey, I'm choosing to go with this race. And it's all good. We charge you to the game, and we move forward. It's to me, I used to get offended. Oh, man, that's just what that black girl doing with that white dude. Not really offended, but you'll be wondering like, man, why she don't like her brother? Why she don't like? And nah, it's like, man, you probably wouldn't get along with me, and you won't see eye to eye, won't have nothing in common. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather spend my time with a sister who will get down with her brother. So
Yeah, man. I just
Whatever.
feel like whatever you doing is your business. Ain't none of my business. I
Yep.
ain't really worried about it. If I see something funny here and there, I'm gonna joke on it, but it ain't really my business to
Exactly.
tell you what you need to do with your life. You know what I'm saying? It's your life.
It's your
You gonna live it. You gonna die from it. Whatever the case is. That ain't none of my business. Do whatever you do. But I think it's like real interesting to be like, no, I don't date black women. Whether you are a black man and say I don't date black women, or whether you're a man of another race and say I don't date black women or I don't date this particular
Yeah.
race. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know.
You crazy. You missing out, man. You missing out, brother. All of y'all who was on that show, I'm looking at y'all, man, like y'all some fools, man. Y'all just don't know. The sister, man.
It's too late. They didn't
Just-
cry and showed that soft side on the show. They
Yeah.
like, it's
ain't
cool,
no
bro.
woman want y'all.
It's too much
And
to work
then-
through with you.
They
bro.
are
women-
soft.
They
That's
were on
the
there
problem.
getting mad, and the women was up there getting upset. I'm like, man, charge them brothers to the game, man. They let them go. Let them go. Let them go. So yeah, that was my thing, man, on black men avoiding not dating black women. I think it's whack. Like you said, Fees, I think it's whack for any race to avoid dating any race, because I think women of all races and cultures are beautiful, and they all got something different to offer. So if you choose to alienate that, then you missing out, man. It's on you. So, hey, that's my take, along with the crews right here on Rated R Radio.